it's your boy Jay, and I'm back with another video. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I did cops accidentally become killers. Yesterday's video. It'll be right here. And today we look at the story of Foolio. The link will be in the description. The video will be right here. You gotta see it right here. Why this video? Right here. Let's get it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. The story of Foolio. Let's get it.
Foolio was one of the most influential rappers in Florida, but he always had a huge target on his back. The ops tragically killed him while he was celebrating his birthday, and today we're breaking down the whole story. On June 23rd, 2024, the news broke that Foolio had been shot and killed in Tampa, Florida. Just a few hours before it went down, Foolio had been posting on IG about his birthday party he was hosting at an Airbnb. Foolio was clearly having a great time and sadly tweeted, "God, thank you for allowing me to see another year and to celebrate another birthday," just hours before he died. Letting his ops know what city he was in was dangerous enough, but Foolio kept posting on social media throughout the night, giving away his exact location. At one point, he even admitted that he was drunk, even though he doesn't normally drink, letting ops know he was an even easier target. Apparently, the party was too crazy though, and the police ended up shutting it down. Foolio posted about getting kicked out of the Airbnb, and in another post, he thanked everyone for coming out and said that it was the best birthday ever. After the party got shut down, Foolio and some other people pulled up to a Holiday Inn, and that's when everything went left. It's not clear exactly what happened, but somebody came through and started letting off shots. The cops claim that the shooters were aiming at 2 different cars, and 4 people ended up getting hit. 3 of them were taken to the hospital without serious injuries, but Foolio was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. According to Foolio's lawyer, he was basically ambushed when he got to the Holiday Inn. TMZ posted footage from after the shooting, and you can see the car Foolio was sitting in when the ops pulled up and started letting off shots. Nobody knows who was behind the hit yet, but the cops think it was somebody from Jacksonville and not Tampa. Foolio had ops all over the place, but the war in Jacksonville has been going on for years, and his enemies out there have been trying to take him out for a long time. Now the Jacksonville police are working with the Tampa cops to solve the case, and even the FBI is getting involved. The whole shooting was allegedly caught on camera, and rumors say someone involved with the situation is already snitching. And if anyone gets picked up by the feds, there's a good chance they'll flip and tell them everything they know. It's not clear if there's a snitch on the inside or not, but fans are also saying that Foolio might have been backdoored by someone he knew. People started going after a woman named Ms. Lee because she had posted about his birthday party on social media, but she hopped on IG to clear her name and said that Foolio was the one who wanted her to share the post. Foolio getting killed is already tragic, but the violence in Jacksonville might get crazier than ever. A radio host from Tampa said that his homies in Jacksonville are worried that it's going to be like the Wild West out there now.
Because of this murder that happened here in Tampa, it is about to be like wide open OK Corral and Duval. And they're telling, people who, if you got a kid that's wearing dark hoodies, black, hoodies, and it's June,
or the shiesties,
or wearing like, the black hat, beanies and everything else, get your kids, send them to grandma's house somewhere else, get them out of the city because it's getting ready to be open season.
According to rumors, Foolio's homies in 6th Block clapped back and took out a dude named Fizzle. Fizzle was allegedly affiliated with a set called 1200, which is where a lot of Foolio's biggest ops are from. Reports said that Fizzle wasn't really in the streets and was focused on raising his family, but that didn't stop him from allegedly getting caught in the middle of everything. Fizzle was in the parking lot of an apartment complex when someone shot and killed him. Nobody's been booked for the shooting, but the cops say that Fizzle was definitely targeted, and rumors are flying that 6th Block killed him to get back for Foolio. But even if Fizzle wasn't active in the streets, rumors say that he was related to one of the most savage shooters in Jacksonville, Lil Leaky. Leaky was one of Foolio's main ops, and Fizzle was allegedly Leaky's older brother. Some people were trying to connect 6th Block to the Fizzle murder because Foolio's homie Kenny K allegedly got booked around the same time. Rumors say that Kenny used to be pretty heavy in the streets, but he ended up spending a few years behind bars on a manslaughter case. At first, he was facing life on a murder charge, but the charges were downgraded, and he ended up coming home after spending around 5 years on the inside. Kenny was allegedly booked right after Foolio was murdered, and some people were trying to tie him to the Fizzle murder. But reports say that Kenny just got picked up for violating his probation because he wasn't supposed to be around Foolio or other gang members. There are a lot of crazy rumors going around about Foolio's death right now, and some people were even accusing his girlfriend of setting him up. A couple of days after Foolio died, a video of a woman twerking went viral, and people were saying it was Foolio's girlfriend. A lot of people thought it was weird for her to be out dancing like that, and that's when the rumors about her setting him up started. It turns out that it wasn't even Foolio's girlfriend in the video though. Losing her boyfriend like that was bad enough, but then people started blaming her for him getting killed too. So Foolio's girlfriend hopped on social media to squash the rumors, and said that all she's been doing since the shooting is sitting in a room by herself and crying. A lot of fans were worried that Foolio was posting about his birthday party and giving out the location to random people. Even though he wasn't in Jacksonville, everyone knew how big the target on his back was. Foolio was supposed to be hosting another party at a club in Tampa the day after the Airbnb party, but unfortunately, he didn't get the chance. Foolio might have been the most hated rapper in Florida history, and his ops started dissing him as soon as the news broke that he had been killed. A rapper who's tight with Young and Ace, named Tay Shots, hopped on IG to clown Foolio. Spin the Benz posted about the situation and quoted a tweet from King Von, where Von said, "Game over, we won, stupid ass." Foolio talks about how voodoo was a big deal in his family, and on the track Voodoo, he raps, "My grandma do voodoo, fuck it, now I'm playing with that woo. We just chopped the head off a goose, 6 the living proof." But after he died, Young and Ace's homie Queso used it to diss him. Queso was locked up and fighting 2 murder cases for allegedly killing Foolio's homie Bibby and another rapper named Lil Buck. Queso took a lot of shots at Foolio while he was alive, and after the news broke about the shooting, Queso hopped on IG and said he was smoking on Foolio because his voodoo couldn't save him. Then, one of Jada Youngin's homies posted the hotel where Foolio was allegedly killed. Jada Youngin wasn't even from Florida, but he still had beef with Foolio after he linked up with Young and Ace and started dissing Foolio's dead homies. Jada Youngin wasn't involved with Foolio and Ace's beef at all, but after he dissed Foolio's homies Bibby and 8, Foolio clapped back on the track Crazy Story Part 6 and rapped, "Jada Youngin, you a fucking bitch, Jit, you not on shit. Said fuck 8, you from out of town, but now you on that list. Heard you got a baby on the way, cause you riding Ace dick. Got your chain snatched in Gainesville. Bitch, you not legit." Jada Youngin was tragically shot and killed back in 2022, and Foolio started dissing him as soon as the news broke. A lot of people thought Foolio was taking it too far, but he hopped on IG Live and said that Jay was treating him like an op, and the other side would be doing the same thing. It's not clear if Jada Youngin's homies had anything to do with Foolio's death though, and most people are looking at Young and Ace because of the track he dropped right after Foolio died. On the same day that Foolio was killed, Young and Ace dropped the track Do It and raps, "Every car I'm in, these bitches tinted. Choppers and killers in it. Catch his ass and do his ass. You know he finished. Flip his ass, then smoke his ass. We stand on business. All my niggas get active, jump in the car, we all in traffic. And bitches called the phone, said they got the low. I told them do it. I ain't sparing shit. It's on site if we into it." Ace didn't name drop Foolio on the track, but the video even has a clip where some dudes with masks shoot someone outside of a motel. Even though Ace and Foolio have been beefing for years, fans were still shocked he dropped a track like that right after Foolio was killed. And a criminal lawyer named Bruce Rivers claims that the track could end up being used against Ace in court.
He said, "Fellas got the low. I told them to do it." Now, if they can link Young and Ace to any kind of case related to this is coming into evidence.
Ace wasn't done yet though. A few days later, he dropped an even crazier diss called Game Over, where he took more shots at Foolio and rapped, "5 in the morning, I got a call. What is this? Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. 6. I'm steady screaming out, fuck the law and fuck the 6. 4 in the car and one of them dead. 3 got hit. I told them niggas they don't want no war with this shit, and I told them niggas go and step hard around this bitch." The first track could have been about anyone, but Game Over was a clear shot at Foolio. The situation was already crazy, but then someone hacked Foolio's IG account and commented on Young and Ace's post about Game Over. They dropped a trash can emoji under Ace's post, and Ace replied with, "You still fucking with me, dude. I love you forever." At first it seemed like somebody had hacked Foolio's IG, but then someone posted a promo he had recorded before he died. Rumors say that his family is still trying to use his name to get some money, but nobody knows who's actually running the account right now. The police already think that the shooters came from Jacksonville to take Foolio out, and Ace dropping the track is definitely gonna have the cops looking at him and his crew even closer. The sheriff of Jacksonville held a press conference and said that the cops know who was probably involved with the hit. The police chief in Tampa also had a press conference and said that they're already tracking down leads and are working with the ATF and FBI to catch the shooters. People get away with wild crimes like this when there's just local cops on the case, but it's a different game after the feds get involved. And the Tampa police chief guaranteed that they're going to be making arrests soon. After Foolio died, Charleston White hopped on IG and started clowning him.
Man, that nigga works hard to die. Shit, he earned this here. Shit, nigga, and goddamn it, should nobody be sad? Way that nigga lived and talk gangster, should nobody be sad what did happen to Foolio? One thing we know about it, he didn't go to heaven.
Foolio had a lot of enemies, but he also had a lot of fans and supporters. After the news broke about his death, his mom, Sandrika, said that she's making a documentary to tell the real story about his life. Sandrika said people were blaming her for Foolio getting into crazy situations, but she tried to get him to stop dissing ops for years. She even revealed that she had been shot 8 times at one point over his beef in Jacksonville. Sandrika's also showed love to the artists who helped Foolio out though. She shouted out Zaytoven and Young Thug for co-signing Foolio when he was trying to get started in the rap game, and also said that Foolio's team has a lot of unreleased music that they're going to be dropping soon. Rappers are usually a lot safer when they get out of their hometown, but Foolio was so hated in Jacksonville that the ops would have followed him anywhere. Fans might know some of the details behind his come up, but to understand why Foolio's ops were ready to crash out like that in front of a bunch of cameras in a busy area, you gotta know the full story behind the deadliest and most disrespectful rap beef in history. Foolio is from an area in North Jacksonville called 6 Block. 6 Block is known for being one of the wildest places in the city, and Foolio was already taking losses in the streets when he was just a kid. Foolio's dad was a big-time street dude called Rick the Ruler. Foolio didn't spend a lot of time with him growing up, but he still knew what his dad was getting into. According to Foolio,
like Rick, his name Rick the Ruler, like he ran his block, like the whole 21st of Murder, like he ran that section, like that was his section. He from the north side too, but he from like another part of the north side where my dad ran this section, like he was a real big gangster. Like.
But when Foolio was around 12 years old, someone upped a strap and killed Rick the Ruler. Rick the Ruler had put hands on someone, and Foolio says the other dude couldn't handle losing the fight. So after Foolio's dad beat him up, the dude came back with a gun and shot him to death.
He had got in an altercation with somebody, he beat somebody up, right? And I guess after he beat the person up, the person couldn't take the ass with him, so they shot him, you know what I'm saying? They went and got a gun, came back and shot him.
Losing his dad like that was tough, but Foolio's life was about to get way more violent. When he was 15, Foolio took another loss when his homie Aaron was shot and killed. Foolio and his homies already had one foot in the trenches, but Aaron dying is what really turned them up. And right after Aaron was killed, Foolio almost lost his life too. Foolio had gotten kicked out of his school in the 9th grade and had to go to an alternative school. Alternative schools are usually more rough anyway, but what made the situation even worse for Foolio is that the new school was in op territory. On the first day Foolio was going to the alternative school, someone from his op neighborhood got killed at a bus stop. Foolio started clowning the dude on social media before school, and that's why people thought Foolio had something to do with it. Foolio had to fight some dudes over the situation when he got to school, but he had no idea what was about to happen after he went home that day. Some of the ops followed Foolio home on a bus after school, and after Foolio got off the bus and started walking with some homies, the ops caught up to him and started letting off shots. Foolio got hit in the leg and had to crawl away because his hip got knocked out of place by the bullet. He made it to someone's yard while the shooters were still letting off shots. The lady whose house it was saw Foolio and he told her to call the police, but she just screamed at him to get out of her yard, and he passed out and woke up with the cops and paramedics surrounding him. The cops thought Foolio had killed the dude at the bus stop that morning and started pressing him about the situation, but eventually he proved that he didn't have anything to do with it. After he recovered from getting shot, Foolio tried to switch up how he was moving and actually get a job in a factory. Going legit didn't work out for him though, and it wasn't long before he had both feet back in the trenches. Foolio still wanted to find a way out of the streets though, and that's when he hopped in the booth and started rapping. Back then, nobody was paying attention to the rap scene in Jacksonville. Foolio was still running up pretty big numbers with his early tracks, but what really made him blow up is when he became the face of the most shocking war in rap history. While Foolio was getting his name buzzing in the rap game, another rapper from Jacksonville named Young and Ace was doing the same thing. A city like Jacksonville having two hot rappers coming up at the same time was a big deal. But what people on the outside didn't know is that Foolio and Ace's beef had already been building up behind the scenes. Back in 2017, Foolio's cousin Zion Brown was shot and killed by a dude named DeAndre Thomas. Zion Brown was at home with his little sister Taria and 9-year-old cousin. They heard someone throw a brick through the window and called the cops, but the police weren't fast enough. Taria walked into the living room and saw DeAndre Thomas inside the house. He upped his strap and started letting off shots, and everybody in the house got hit. Luckily, Taria and Zion Brown's cousin survived, but Zion Brown was tragically killed. Young and Ace and DeAndre Thomas were tight. They both got booked for allegedly robbing a weed dealer a year after Zion Brown was killed, and some people think Ace was involved with Zion getting killed. It's not clear where the beef really started, but what happened next is what turned Jacksonville into a war zone. Young and Ace went out to celebrate a birthday with his brother and two best friends. Ace said they usually moved smart and didn't go out to eat in public, but that night they slipped up and went to a steakhouse. When Ace and his crew left the spot, someone pulled up on him at a red light and started letting off shots. Ace got hit 8 times and survived, but he had to watch his brother and two best friends die right in front of him. The beef was already bloody, but it was about to get even worse for Ace's side. A few months after Ace lost his brother and two homies, a rapper named Boss Goon was shot and killed after a show at a nightclub in Jacksonville. Boss Goon was the older brother of Ace's homie K-So, and he was heavy in the streets too. Boss Goon had been booked on a murder charge a few years before. He skated on the case because the cops didn't have enough evidence, but then he ended up serving 6 years for a burglary. After he came home, Boss Goon started making music and was trying to leave the streets alone, but he still got caught up in all the beef. After his show, Boss Goon hopped in the whip with his dad and another brother named Crazy K, and while they were on the highway, 3 whips pulled up and started letting off shots. Nobody was ever booked for killing Boss Goon, but rumors say that 6 Block was behind it. Ace's side took another loss, but then Boss Goon's brother K-So got involved and took the violence to another level. K-So is allegedly one of the biggest shooters in Jacksonville. He reps Ace's ATK crew, but K-So also rocks with NHG, aka No Hospital Gang. NHG isn't a set though. It's a clique between a bunch of crews like ATK, Blackstreet, and BB4L. If Foolio and his crew were involved with Boss Goon's murder, it turned out to be a huge mistake. K-So already had a rep for being violent, and on the track Who I Smoke, Young and Ace shouted him out and rapped, "My killer make his face go. That's one thing about K-So. No Hospital Gang, boy. You know that shit a case closed. Want him dead, bust his head, all I do is say go." After Boss Goon was killed, K-So went sliding into 6 Block territory with his homie ATK Scotty, and that's when he allegedly killed Foolio's homie, Lil Bibby. According to reports, Bibby and his homie Pop Out were chilling outside of an apartment building in 6 Block when K-So and ATK Scotty pulled up and started shooting. Bibby and Pop Out took off running in different directions. Scotty tried to chase Pop Out but couldn't catch up, while K-So went after Bibby. K-So allegedly shot Bibby and made him fall to the ground. Then K-So stood over Bibby and killed him. K-So eventually got hit with a murder charge for allegedly killing Bibby, but even before the cops caught up to him, everyone already thought he pulled the trigger. After Bibby died, K-So wore a Bibby jersey and clowned him on social media. K-So also put Bibby's face on one of his album covers along with Zion Brown and a bunch of other people. Then K-So dropped the track K-So Bitch and raps, "ATK don't do no drive-bys. He ain't going to the hospital. Dead flies. Who the fuck wanna play with us? Fuck they dead guys. Bibby had a closed casket. I wasn't surprised. And I don't know why y'all call him Pop Out, cause Mike gon' hide. Still smoking this dank, can't open my eyes. Smoke 6 gon' die. Bibby died." Lil Bibby was a big loss for Foolio and 6 Block. Some reports claim that Bibby was actually Foolio's blood brother, but even if they weren't really related, Bibby was like family to Foolio. Bibby's death didn't just turn up the war between Foolio and Ace though, it also caused the beef inside 6 Block. A dude from 6 Block named K Shorty was tight with Foolio because they came up in the same hood, but K Shorty was even closer to Bibby. They were around the same age, but K Shorty was allegedly a lot more active in the streets and got hit with 4 attempted murder charges when he was 16. K Shorty got off with just 18 months in juvie because the attempted murder charges got dropped, and that's when he decided to switch up while he was moving and started rapping. Foolio allegedly told K Shorty he'd help him out in the rap game when he came home from juvie, but Bibby's death changed everything. K Shorty knew how dangerous it was to be around Foolio. He was already the most hated rapper in Jacksonville, and K Shorty didn't want Bibby to hang out with Foolio and get caught up in the drama. Unfortunately, Bibby didn't listen though and was spending a lot of time with Foolio, which put a bigger target on his back. K Shorty blamed Foolio for Bibby getting killed, and on the track Who Really Killin', K Shorty dissed him over the situation and rapped, "Had to realize niggas out here dying and the rest doing time while Foolio chillin'. Niggas stay lying about studio time, he ain't even drop a dime when a nigga was drillin'. He was round the block when Bibby had died. He ain't getting no car, he just got in his feelings." Then Foolio clapped back and dissed K Shorty for getting his girlfriend killed and rapped, "And you got shot so many times, they say you target practiced. You got that little girl killed. Man, that shit tragic. You say I ran on Osama, I was nowhere near. Pop out left my little brother. Get that shit clear." Back in 2020, a girl named Anandi Weish went on a date with K Shorty and dropped him off at his crib. But before she could get out of the area, two shooters ambushed them and started letting off shots. The cops think the shooters were trying to clap back at K Shorty for another murder that went down a couple of days earlier, but they ended up killing an innocent girl instead of him. K Shorty allegedly clapped back and killed a dude named No Face in September 2021, but then he got sentenced to 12 years on a gun charge and is still facing a murder case too. 6 Block losing Bibby and having internal beef at the same time was tough, but a few months later, they allegedly clapped back and almost killed K-So and Ace at the same time. Ace was performing in Georgia and had K-So and some other ATK affiliates there with him. They played the show and went back to the hotel, and that's when the situation got deadly. While Ace and his crew were in the hotel parking lot, some shooters pulled up and started letting off shots. K-So and ATK Scotty were shooting back, but one of Ace's homies didn't make it out of the situation alive. Ace and K-So were definitely the main targets though, and K-So clowned the ops for not killing them when he dropped the track "Been Dead" and rapped, "We gon' pull it back on your head and get you toe tagged. And I don't like to brag, but Don Dada got that K. Should've killed me in Waycross. They hopped out with them Ks. Me and Scotty busted back, we was on the same page." ATK Scotty and K-So are both locked up for allegedly killing another dude named Lil Buck who dissed Boss Goon. But before the cops caught up to them, they were putting all kinds of pressure on Foolio and 6 Block, and Scotty allegedly even tried to kill an innocent woman just to help out ATK. A couple of years after Zion Brown was killed, DeAndre Thomas was about to go to trial, and Zion's sister Taria was going to testify against him. But right before the trial was about to start, someone caught Taria and shot her 14 times. Luckily, she survived the situation, but it was clear that anyone going against ATK was putting a target on their back. Taria wasn't the only innocent woman who almost died in the war though, and even Foolio's girlfriend got caught up in it. Back then, one of the biggest shooters on Ace's side was a dude named Lil Leaky. Leaky repped a crew called 1200, and they're all tight with ATK. Leaky's brother Lil Papa actually used to be cool with Foolio, but something went down and sparked a beef between them too. Foolio had dissed Leaky a few times, so Leaky clapped back and allegedly almost killed Foolio's girlfriend, Bubin Baby. Bubin was driving Foolio's whip and went to the gas station with one of her friends. Driving Foolio's car was a huge mistake though, and someone started shooting at Bubin when she stopped at a red light. She got hit 3 times and ended up losing one of her fingers during the situation. Bubin probably wasn't the one they wanted to take out, but Ace's homie still dissed her. And on the track I Don't Smoke Kendre, Ace's homie Spin the Benz rapped, "This nigga mama got shot and he's still tweaking. This nigga bitch got shot, cool, I know she leaving. They shot that whole finger off, she couldn't even tweet it." Leaky was allegedly putting huge pressure on Foolio and 6 Block. A month after he allegedly shot Foolio's girlfriend, rumors say that Leaky killed a dude from 6 Block named 3-5. Leaky wasn't finished yet though, and a month later, he allegedly caught another body. A rapper named Jump Out Squeeze had been dissing Leaky and his homies. Jump Out was trying to get into the rap game, but still didn't have a name in the industry, so he went to the Amazon warehouse in Jacksonville to apply for a job. He was standing in line outside the warehouse in broad daylight when 2 shooters jumped out of a car and left Jump Out Squeeze dead on the spot. Then in July 2020, Ace's crew allegedly caught Foolio in Texas and almost killed him too. Foolio was on the highway in Houston when someone pulled up and started shooting. Foolio's whip got shot up like crazy, but he made it out of the situation with just a graze. And right after it went down, he hopped on IG and clowned the ops for not killing him. Nobody was booked for almost killing Foolio in Texas, but Ace's homie Fast Money Goon basically said that their side was behind it on the track Who I Smoke when he rapped, "I told the rocket when I traveled, I'm pistol packing in Houston. I was lurking on his page and caught him lacking in Houston. We let off shots, he got shot and went live. I was tweaking like, fuck man, that bitch ain't died." Foolio made it out of Texas alive. But Jacksonville was getting deadlier every day. Leaky was allegedly on 3 hits just in 2020. He was one of the most active dudes on Ace's side, but it all caught up to him when he was shot and killed a few months after a shooting spree. Leaky was sitting in the whip with Spinning Benz and some other homies at the intersection of Atlantic Boulevard and Monument Road. According to rumors, Leaky was driving the whip, but he was high on lean at the time, and that's how the ops got the drop on him. Another car pulled up and started letting off shots, and Leaky was pronounced dead at the hospital a few days later. He was one of Foolio's biggest ops, and Foolio started dissing him on tracks like All Gas when he rapped, "Shot my car up twice, then hit my bitch. Now Leaky rest in peace." Then Foolio named the track after Leaky and dissed him again, rapping, "100K, he'll shake the room. Sweep his block, we don't need no broom. They ask me how high I am, I'm Leaky high, I'm to the moon." Losing Leaky was tough for Ace's side.
He was putting in a lot of work against 6 Block, and on the track alone, Spin the Benz rap, the feel shit real. This shit out here ain't for everybody. And I kill, kill, kill. I swear these niggas ain't caught nobody. And no, it's Leaky this, Leaky that, but if Leaky was here, he'll blow him down, and they don't mention that. But Leaky wasn't the only shooter on Ace's side. And they responded by taking out 2 of Foolio's homies back to back. A dude from 6 Block, named Spaz 2 times, was chilling outside of the same apartments where Bibby died. Someone pulled through and killed him. Then the day after it happened, Foolio's homie Rod K died in the same spot. The war in Jacksonville had been going on for years, but people outside of the city had no idea how crazy it was. But that all changed. Young and Ace, Spin the Benz.
But imagine they had Queso on the beat on Who I Smoke. It'd be over. Queso would be throwing shots with everybody. Queso and J Dot was throwing shots, bro. But free Queso once again. But if they had J Dot on the beat, oh yeah. Straight ruthless, bro.
The track blew up and started racking up millions of views. And that's when everyone started paying attention to what was going down in Jacksonville. Young and Ace was in the spotlight after Who I Smoke dropped. But then Foolio took the disrespect to another level and he clapped back with When I See You. Foolio started off the track with a news report about the shooting where Ace and his homies died. Then Foolio rapped, "Pussy boy, you don't get no rep, I'm doing drive-by." Ace from the west, how he linked up with the east side. He ain't been the same since he seen the other 3 die. Bitch, I'm 2-3 high. And went out to eat on his birthday. 4 shot, 3 dead in the worst way. He kept dissing on me, now we smoking 23. After Foolio died, fans pointed out that he was dissing Ace's brother for getting killed on his birthday, only to end up having the same fate.
That's karma, bro.
Police reports
That's
said
again, that's karma, bro.
4 people got shot, and he was the only one that died, which is crazy because in the Young and Ace shooting, it was the opposite. 4 people got hit, and Ace was the only one who survived. Foolio kept the pressure up in the booth and started dissing everyone on Ace's side. He dropped the track Beatbox and dissed Boss Coon with the bar, "Rolling Dead Ops," he called a headshot. "Big Boss gone, we got him scared now." He was dissing in them songs, what he saying now? AR with the 50 round, knock his dread off. Then Foolio dissed a bunch of dead ops and rapped, "Prosper got shot, Tay got shot, Desi got dropped, Nate got popped, Leaky got shot, Spaz face hot, Corbin got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was rotten. Corbin Johnson was Leaky's homie who went missing out of nowhere. Some people thought he had left the city.
So Corbin was a part of ATK.
Someone found his body in the woods wrapped in a plastic bag. Corbin Johnson was allegedly trying to get a legit job and make out of the streets, but the ops caught up to him first, and Foolio dissed him all the time. A lot of people thought Foolio was taking the distance too far, but he let everyone know he didn't care when he dropped the track List of Dead Ops. Foolio and Young and Ace already made headlines for dropping 2 of the most savage diss tracks of all time, but List of Dead Ops put an even bigger target on Foolio's back and almost got him killed. Foolio started off the track by dissing a dude named Big Baby. Big Baby is the op who was killed on Foolio's first day of school, and Foolio rapped, "Live got hit in the head, he tried to swim at the pool. Big Baby got caught in the morning at the bus, was going to school." Remember that shit hit the news. Top got hit in his top. Done. He should have had a tool. Foolio dissed Corbin Johnson and a bunch of other ops too. Then he took another shot at Ace and rapped, "Can't forget 2-3, Quan, and Bo in the back seat. Hey, Ace only one survived. See, that nigga blessed if you ask me. If he's still trying to be, remember, you lost 3.
Yeah, straight menaces, bro. None of the rappers, bro, but that's straight menace, bro.
Almost got him killed. 1 month after the track came out, Foolio came out of the studio and was ambushed by 2 shooters. Foolio dug down in his car and started busting back. situation with just a leg shot, even though the ops dumped over 100 rounds at him.
That's a warning shot right there.
Didn't get into any crazy situations for a while. He was still dissing the other side all the time, but it seemed like he was moving smarter and keeping his head down. But then in October 2023, the ops caught Foolio again and shot him in the foot. His mom hopped on social media and asked Foolio's fans to pray for him because the situation wasn't looking good. But luckily, he pulled through. Foolio said that he had stopped at a gas station to buy a vape, and that's how the ops got the drop on him.
How though? How? I was saying how. You see what buying a vape and they caught up to you. How?
Foolio was so violent that nobody was ever gonna make peace. Both sides lost too many
How
people.
the fuck they find this nigga, bro?
And that's why
My-
Foolio's fans wanted him to keep his head down. Foolio even told Say Cheese TV,
Do you feel like you got money on your head?
I don't heard a few women in the street, but yeah, something like that.
I've heard you say that. I've heard multiple people say that before publicly. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, is this like, is it a crazy figure?
I heard that. I heard 51 pound, I heard 81 pound.
and that interview happened just a month after Foolio's cousin Jake Jitt was murdered around Jacksonville too. Jake Jitt was driving down the highway when someone pulled up and started shooting.
That's
Jake
crazy.
tried to get away, but he ended up crashing into a semi-truck and was pronounced dead at the scene. A few months before Jake was killed and Foolio got shot in the foot, they had posed in front of the grave of Ace's homie 2-3 and dissed him. Jake was affiliated with 6 Block, but he also repped a set called Bully Gang, who had major beef with
Bully
the
Gang is crazy.
A few months before Jake was killed,
Bully
one of his
Gang.
homies in Bully Gang was killed, and 4 days later, the ops shot up the memorial service.
And what set you from Uncle Bully Gang?
Rumors say that No Hospital
That's
Gang
crazy.
were the ones who killed Jake's homie. No Hospital Gang allegedly took out Jake too. After
See,
he
No
died,
Hospital Gang is a good name, but Bully Gang?
Foolio and Jake in front of
It'd be bullying niggas?
The biggest mistake anyone on earth could have did. It's not clear if Foolio's death had anything to do with the picture he posted with Jake Jitt in front of 2-3's grave, but rumors say that the ops have been hunting him ever since that photo came out. Foolio knew how dangerous the situation was, but unfortunately, he never really made it out of the trenches. Even after he started racking up millions of views and had his face all over the news, Foolio stayed in Florida where he was surrounded by ops. The war in Jacksonville has slowed down for a little while, but Foolio's death is probably about to spark a whole new wave of violence in the city, and there's no telling what's going to happen next.
That's crazy. Alright, at the end of the video, guys. Comment what y'all thoughts about the this video about Foolio. I know I'm late on the video, but I still find a good camera roll. I ain't gonna lie. But make sure the credit video for HipHopDaily is still be right here. Well, what if I post it here? Be right here though. That's all credit the credit video right here. He posts like crime videos, like true, like crime stories. He posts good content. Make sure you follow him though. He's a good YouTuber. Alright, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below what videos y'all watch next or anything. Alright, Rat Gang on top. We out. Peace.
Murder on call with the 5